I just can't think of a better place than a local community hardware store where children and their families can have access to simple everyday equipment and materials for just an endless number of science activities.
Done.
I remember when I found out about chemistry.
We're doing hardware science through the generosity and a bit of genius from Ace hardware store dealers. They want to do something for the community. And right now there's just a raging need for support for science education. Now we're not trying to replace what goes on in the classroom. We're trying to supplement it. What we need now are children who scratch their knuckles a little bit, experimenting and digging in the dirt. We've worked so hard for the last generation to get away from the natural world. And these activities are designed to get kids back in the natural world a little bit. It's just soul satisfying.
How to do that?
Science isn't just for certain people, old men with beards in laboratories. Science is everywhere. I've been involved with science education for 42 years. And here it is, this gold mine of science learning that we haven't tapped. And of all the things I've been involved with, this is the sweetest. It's right on target. Does a magnificent service to the community, getting kids involved again with their families in beautiful science.
That's so cool!
Creating something out of nothing is easier than you think. In fact, you can create something pretty incredible from an item you find on the shelf of a hardware store.
What have we got? You remember? What we
Scissors.
Yeah, scissors. We got some scissors.
Styrofoam cups.
Styrofoam
Plastic
cups.
pipes.
PVC pipe.
2 tarps.
Got some tarp. What else we get?
Door handle. Screws. Zip
Zip ties. We got some zip ties. And we also got some big clamps. What else? We got one other item.
Candle.
Got a candle, but there was something else. A big
bucket.
We got some buckets yesterday, right?
Right.
And so I went ahead and put one together with the bucket that I got at the store. There's the bucket, right? Now you recognize all the parts?
Yeah.
What'd I do? Put a handle on there, and that's just convenient so I can
Hold it.
hold it, right? And then look where I put the tarp. Right? Stretch that across there. And on this one I used one of those clamps to hold the tarp on the top of the bucket. And what did I do to the bottom of the bucket?
Put a hole in it.
Put a hole in it. Take a cup and put it on your head. This is great. Now stand still. The William Tell Overture should be playing. And by the way, what's in the bucket?
Air.
Air, right. But most non-scientists would say what's in the bucket?
Nothing.
Nothing. That's right. Let's see how we do. Ready? Would you girls give me a drum roll, please? There we go. There we go. Let's take it a step farther, shall we? There we go. Here we go. Ta-da! You may bow in the presence of the mighty wizard. Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you. Very good. Raise your right hand, please. Say, Dear Wizard.
Dear Wizard.
I promise.
I promise.
I will be safe.
I will be safe.
S-A-F-E.
S-A-F-E.
Safe.
Safe.
And I will contact my parents
And I will contact my parents
before I try to do this thing.
before I try to do this thing.
That's right. That's what I want to hear. Got a cutting board and a sharp knife. And then the hardware store, I asked him to give us some pipes. This is copper plumbing pipe. You see it's hollow?
Mm-hmm.
And then I got some dowel rod. Can you say dowel?
Dowel.
And you'll notice that I put some tape right here on the dowel rod, some duct tape, so that when I stick it up inside the pipe, like that, right, it doesn't go all the way. So that's about an inch or two short. Does that make sense? So now all I need is some ammunition for my spud gun. And what do you think we're going to use?
Potatoes.
Potatoes. So would you like to try to slice a potato?
Yes, I
Okay.
would.
Get your fingers back, please. And you just slice that potato. Very good. Excellent. Now, can you slice a slice? Very good. You're almost a potato slicer. So now I'm going to take the pipe. I'll just have you do it.
Okay.
Okay? And just shove it down through there and capture a spud. Yeah. Now pull that pipe out and I'll hold this down. Now look what happened. Now where's the potato?
It's in there.
Well, it's in that end, sure. And what I'm going to do, and then you're going to do it after this, I'm going to show you how to do it. I'm going to take this stick, push that piece of potato up into the pipe, about halfway or so, something like that. And then I'm going to have you stick it again on the potato. Want to do it again? There you got it. Now what's inside the pipe?
2 potatoes.
2 pieces of potato. Is there anything else in the pipe?
Air.
Air, right. There's some air trapped in between. And one of the things when you study air and air pressure, air does not like to be compressed. It resists compression. So I'm going to take this stick and I want to push up very firmly on that bottom plug of potato. What's going to happen to the air in between the 2 pieces? It's going to get squeezed. And eventually it's not going to take any more of that. It's going to go poof. And what do you expect might come out the other end?
The other potato.
The potato. You ready? Hit it hard. Oh, you got him right in the elbow. That's great. Okay, you ready? Give Casey a shot, see what happens. Oh, you got him right on the nose. Right on the nose. Excellent shot.
In science, like in magic, look past what you think you see and question what you don't see.
You know, that was an amazing trick we just saw, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You know, I like magic, but you know, there's one thing I like a little bit more than magic. You know what it is?
Science.
Science, that's right. And I'm going to try to do a trick that you're going to build with stuff we got at the hardware store that would allow your eyes to play an incredible trick on you. And it's one that I bet will make some of your friends scream and pull their hair and go, yeah. Are you interested in that?
Yeah.
Ah, you're good wizard material. Now, you see what we got at the hardware store? What is all this stuff?
Some washers.
Washers, yeah. What else?
Nut and bolt.
What else do we get?
We got a pipe.
Piece of pipe, piece of plastic pipe, and
a wagon wheel.
a wagon wheel. I have the same items here, and I put them together in this arrangement. You see how I put it together? Mm-hmm. Now, can you assemble that into that arrangement? Make a spinning wheel. Can you do that? See if you can put that together. I only have 2 hands. The 3 of you have 6 hands. See if you can do a 6-handed job there. Yeah, you're getting it. What goes on next? I'll say washer. Yeah, you got it. Yeah. Now turn that around, see if it spins. Oh, yeah. And you can adjust how tight, how easily it spins by adjusting that nut a little bit. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Now you notice we put some, what is this stuff?
Duct tape.
Duct tape. Oh, the universal wizard tool, duct tape. We put some duct tape on here. And I went to online and just looked up a pattern for polka dots. And if you didn't want to use a computer, you could just use a marker and just make your own dots. So you hold that, and I want you to stick it dead center as you can, as you can get it on this wheel. Mount that on there. It'll stick to the tape. Just get it right on there as centered as possible, because I want that red dot to be right over the bolt. Now what I want you to do is to stare at this red dot. And I want to spin this wheel, not real fast. And you see that the dots closer to the wheel you can see, but maybe the ones at the outside edge are a little blurry. And I'm going to have you stare at that red dot for about 15 to 20 seconds. And something is happening right now in your eyes. Okay, in about 3 or 4 seconds, I'm going to have you open the palm of your hand and stare at the lines in the palm of your hand. All right, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Whoa. Ew. This is gross.
What's happening?
They're moving.
Your skin is moving?
The lines in my hand are moving.
Now, did your skin really move?
Yeah.
Now think about it. Did it really move?
Not really.
Not really, but it was kind of an optical illusion, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And just for a second, it tricked you, right?
Right.
Now, that's a good science trick. Now, I want you to think, what do you think could have been happening to your eyes?
Tired them out.
That's it. We wore your eyes out. You know, you have little tiny muscles that control your eye movement. And all day long, you'll look up and down, move your eyes side to side. You do that all the time, right? But it's not very often that you go around in a circle. But when you're staring at the center dot, your eyes try to follow these spinning dots, and they tire very quickly, trying to keep up with those moving dots. And just for a few seconds after you take your eyes away, those little muscles in your eye do this. They go whoop, 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 whoop. They try to counterbalance that. And that's what makes it appear like the skin on your palm of your hand is twisting. We went to the hardware store, and remind me what all this stuff is that we picked up. We got a
Ruler.
A big meter stick or yardstick, and this is a
Ice cream scoop.
ice cream scoop. I got this one too. It was a soup ladle, and I took the handle off because we need some sort of curved surface. What is this stuff?
PVC pipes.
PVC pipes. And I got some caps that fit on the end. And you see I put the cap right on the end of this piece that we've got here. I wanted to put some tape on here and kind of decorate one end to be a handle. We made a magic wand. And you're going to need a rag. So here's your rag. This is my rag. Okay? And here's how we're going to do it. Now I want you to take this can of oil, and I want you to put 1 drop of oil right there in the center of that scoop. Yeah, very good. We're going to balance this meter stick right on that drop of oil. Yeah, very good. Now, we're going to take this cloth, and you know, everything's made of atoms and molecules. You know that, and atoms are made of the nucleus, made of protons and neutrons, and out on the outside edge are electrons. And when I take this PVC pipe and stroke it across this cloth, I'm pulling electrons off of the cloth, and they're being deposited on this plastic pipe. So I want you to stroke about 4 or 5 times, and then bring the shaft of that wand right close to the edge of this board. And let's watch. I turn it sideways, like that. And watch what happens. Oh, look at you, man! You've got a charge on there. Did you see that?
There's more than one way to make something disappear. Here's one way. Or you can use a little bit of magic. Or you can use a little bit of science.
I'm a chemist. I studied chemistry, and I learned how to make molecules that do certain things. And right there at the hardware store, I found these crystals. They pour some out here in a bowl, in this dish for you. Tell me what those feel like.
Salt, kind of.
Are they hard or soft?
Hard.
And what I did is I took a beaker of distilled water, and I put a handful of those crystals in this water. And what happened to those crystals? They soaked in water overnight. So you can pick one of those up if you want.
Good.
What do you think the chemist designed those molecules to do?
Change.
Change, yeah, change shape. How do you think they got bigger?
By water.
Water, yeah, they pulled in some water. So a chemist designed a molecule that would hold on to water for a while. I know that's just an interesting bit of science, but there's a neat trick you can do to really fool your friends. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Now I want you to look at this string right here. You see the string inside the pill bottle that I have here?
Yes.
Is there anything in there?
No.
Now remember what scientists do. You gotta grab your beard. Isn't that amazing? You can see it now, can't you?
Yeah.
I lower it into the water. What happens to it?
Disappears.
Disappears. Kind of looks like the magic trick he was doing, huh? I made it disappear. Okay, so I made it disappear. When you study physics, you'll study how light moves through things and how it can get bent. It can get refracted. And what's happening here is that this crystal right here is bending the light at the exact same rate that the water is. And that's why it disappears. I want you to take this can of oil, and I want you to put 1 drop of oil right there in the center of that scoop. We're going to balance this meter stick right on that drop of oil. We're going to take this cloth, and you know, everything's made of atoms and molecules. You know that, and atoms are made of the nucleus, made of protons and neutrons, and out on the outside edge are electrons. And when I take this PVC pipe and stroke it across this cloth, I'm pulling electrons off of the cloth, and they're being deposited on this plastic pipe. Bring the shaft of that wand right close to the edge of this board, and let's watch. Turn it sideways, like that. Watch what happens. Oh, look at you, man! You've got a charge on there. Did you see that?